Hey guys, coming with a pretty late video today. Meant to post earlier, but with work and my cousin's birthday, got a little sidetracked. But we're here now, it's all good. As you can see, I'm finally playing on my PS5. I will still be recording on my tablet. I have a certain video I have to do on that one, but for this one, we're gonna need my baby. So to keep it pretty short, this video will be a top 20 dinosaurs that I want to return in Evolution 2. Why 20? Well, because honestly, trying to pick a top 10 was way harder than I thought it was going to be. And honestly, what ended up happening is just what I really did was just go down a list, alphabetical order, and just write down whatever dinosaurs I liked. Just again, just in alphabetical order. And I ended up with 20. And then I just had to, put them in order. Which one, I favored more over this one. Such and such. So, without further ado, we're just gonna get right to it. These are my top 20, dinosaurs or prehistoric creatures. We're just gonna say prehistoric creatures. These are my top 20 prehistoric creatures I want to see return. We start right off the bat. Waveosaurus last. I'm not gonna say last, and maybe I guess technically in this case my least favorite, but I still like it enough. We don't have really. I think this is also the first early Cretaceous or really Cretaceous stegosaurs I've heard of in general. These about around that time. Most stegosaurs were all but wiped out. Or at least just went to extinction. However came to be, but there weren't many stegosaurs during the Cretaceous period. So this is you could definitely one of the last ones. So that makes it interesting enough, but it's still just another stegosaur. Like it's at least with Kentrosaurs, Giganospinosaurus, Chunkingosaurs, you maybe have the spikes on the side, or they have certain little spikes on the back of their tails, not just all plates. It's something that sets them apart a little bit more. While with Waveosaurus is kind of just a stegosaurus with maybe slightly smaller plates and a smaller build. Again, it looks nice. It's a pretty cool dinosaur. And I'm not gonna lie, this color looks really good on it, but again, it's not something I would be too beat up about if it didn't return. It'll be whatever. Now we're gonna go look for number 19. There we go. Americasaurus. I do like Americasaurus. It is a shame that this one didn't come back. Let me pick my skin out for it. There we go. Yeah, because and the reason why it's at 19 is because yes, as much as I would do like to see it, we already have we have two pretty popular sauropods from there already. This one would add a bit of diversity, because the two we have are Titanosaurids, Dreadnoughtus and now Patagotitan, yeah. And with Argentinosaurus more than likely maybe coming. Well, with Patagotitan, I don't know, but it's a pretty highly requested dinosaur. They may add it, who knows? But honestly, I would pick Americasaurus over it just because we already have two large Titanosaurs. I just feel like a third one specifically in South America would be out of place, especially when we get to one of my other dinosaurs on this list. So, yeah, I will say while we do have other sauropods in South America already, I think Americasaurus it deserves to be back in the third one. At number 18, we got. Like I said, I have to write this stuff down, so I'm just literally looking at this list as I go. Okay, 18. I have Euplocephalus. There we go. Now, obviously, this thing is very similar to Ankylosaurus. There's maybe a few. There are subtle differences, but the casual dinosaur viewer, or really even just, I don't even say casual, the average person, like if you put an Ankylosaurus in one drawing or something, and Euplocephalus another, the point is most people won't be able to tell the difference. So, for anyone who knows the difference, Euoplocephalus is a cool dinosaur. Like, I really love this one, especially this color I picked here. But again, to anyone who doesn't know any better, they'll just see they'll just see an ankylosaurus. So that's why, again, as cool as it looks, as nice as I do like this color. I'm not gonna lie, it's still too similar to a dinosaur we already have. And who's number 17? For number 17, we have Sungaritrix. Here we go. The banana beak. The reason I put it at 17 because we already have a plethora of pterosaurs, and the newer ones with the downy feathering looks really nice. But Sungaritrix is, I think, our only Asian pterosaur. If I could be wrong, but I think it's one of the only few from Asia. And I like as much diversity as possible. Like, I like to have at least one prehistoric creature or dinosaur, come from each continent. I would say the males they'll probably use the same model with the females. They may probably just shorten the crest down a bit. That's assuming it ever comes back to the game, but that's why it's at 17. Because again, it looks cool, but we already have pretty much a surplus of pterosaurs. And number 16, what do I have for 16? All right, okay. Nigersaurus. I call it the hippo face. I don't know why. This thing just reminds me of a hippo. That's why I even try to give like a little hippo-ish color. There we go. This is the only African sauropod we have. We have a few dinosaurs on here that are just like out of their category. They're literally the only one in that group. Like, there's, at least as of yet, there's no other African sauropod in this game. Like, in general. So yeah, it'd be nice to see Nigersaurus come back again, and honestly, with the addition of a larger African sauropod, maybe Titan. Because honestly, I've just been using the JP3 Brachiosaurus and using different skins for that. So who knows? All right, and number 15. Oh, no, that's not what I needed. Okay, you know what? We're just going to scroll down and find it. Where are you? Okay, Pterodactylus. There we go. For one, this is a novel species. Again, we already have a surplus of Pterosaurus, but again, it'll be nice to have another novel species back in the game. Myosaur was almost an essential, so that one was going to be in the game regardless. I feel like that one was inevitable. So, Pterodactylus, it'd be interesting to see how they bring it back too. So who knows? Now, number 14, funny enough, we have Barbaridactylus. We're going to go with, this one. I feel like it gives a more realistic beak. But yeah, and this one, like Nitrosaurus, this is the only African pterosaur. So at least, again, that we have as of now. So it's just on that, again, we already have a good amount of pterosaurs, but, most of them for the same continents: North America, South America. I think maybe one or two is in Europe. And I don't know, I just like the name Barbaridactylus. It Very unique, and I do love this pattern here. I really do like this pattern. I just like how more. I don't know. I just like how it makes the beak almost very, very bird-like. Alright, guys, we're getting on down. We're into number 13 at this point. Which, matter of fact, I don't even need to type that. I can just find it right here. Carcharodontosaurus. Now, I've already said, I'm not the biggest fan of this design. I, I, I do feel like they can maybe lose it with this sharp horn at like the top of his head, and honestly, everything else will be fine if they just remove this kind of. It's just too pointy and just too thick compared to all the other ones. It just looks so out of place on top of his head like that. But the thing is, just with all these other dinosaurs and with the rebirth Spinosaurus inevitably coming out to the game, I think me along with most people would love to have a Spinosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus encounter. No, excuse me. But yeah, I would say that's mainly one of the. I'd say that's probably the only reason why Carcharodontosaurus makes back into the game. Well, no, that's not fair. To be fair, Carcharodontosaurus is also one of my favorite dinosaurs. What I do like about it is, again, it's one of those few African dinosaurs. Because up until, see, for a while, Africa didn't have, like, people knew dinosaurs were there, but it wasn't a whole lot. Like, not like where we were finding in North America and Europe. Africa didn't start to get its dinosaurs and stuff uncovered and maybe to like the late 90s, early 2000s. But long story short, Carcharodontosaurus is one of those few. It'd be cool to see it back. Like I said, how they would add it to the game, I mean, maybe an African pack again, and this could come with other creatures like a Sarcosuchus or something like that. Who knows? Who's number 12? And number 12, okay, we have Polacanthus. I would say I like this little guy mainly for one reason. I guess because the episode of Walking with Dinosaurs, Trying to Disguise, and this dinosaur it'll seem mainly just walking with Iguanodon a lot. It was one of those few dinosaurs that just coexisted with it, I don't know, I guess it's a nostalgia thing. But yeah, I couldn't put you in the top 10, but I was like, okay, we at least put you somewhere after 10. Not too low. I really do love this dinosaur. And I also think it looks better without the patterning, which is crazy. And number 11, Shonisaurus, this big beauty. And honestly, this is again one of those creatures I just honestly feel like looks better without a pattern. I kind of went for a whale like kind of like a riff on a blue whale. And even as far as the fox record goes, as it says, a lot of them are just like dark grays, blues, kind of blacks. Any of these kind of colors, not very colorful. Most were made, to blend with the water. So I don't want to go too crazy with the colors. But yeah, big old Shoney. It'd be really nice to have Shoney back. I can imagine what the babies will look like. I bet they'd be so cute. So I had to put this one at least, almost top 10. Almost. The only reason why it didn't make top 10 is just because, we already do have Ichthyosaurus. And it's just, as much as I do like Shoneysaurus, there are other creatures I like to see, making the game over this one. All right, now we're getting to my top 10, which, there you are. Shehalopterus, my little bat lizard. I don't think I need to explain why I want this little guy in here. He's pretty cute. It's just, I don't even know what to say about it. Just look at him. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this one was very special, and it was the only one to eat insects, we knew pretty soon that this one wasn't going to be in the game. Honestly, way before the roster was even halfway done. We saw everything with feeders except insectivore feeders, and yeah, it pretty much sealed his fate. Not saying it can't return though. Not saying it can't come back. But I mean, if it doesn't again, this would just be more of a reason to just keep evolution too, you know. But I feel like it could come back. We'll have to wait and see. All right, at number 9 we have Sinosauropteryx. This cute, fluffy, but surprisingly dangerous little critter. Like I would love to see this little guy back in the game. For one, I love this. There's just not really anything like it. Look at the tail. Like look, again, who didn't know any better was just think this is like some kind of squirrel, bird or something. What is this? And can you imagine what the babies would look like? Like, yeah, they gotta give us Sinosauropteryx back, please. At number 8, oh, we're already in the S's. Good. Styxosaurus. Here we go. This one for obvious reasons. I just love that glow in the dark color. I am not gonna lie. Like, and just again seeing that the males will maybe have these fins maybe a little more higher, probably maybe a little more prominent. Also, the babies would be shrunk down. Theirs probably won't even be there yet. They'll probably have just a regular neck, a little chunky neck or something. So that'd be interesting to see how they go about the babies. But this one will be really nice to see return. Alrighty, we're getting to number 7. The little Minmi. Again, this is one of the only one of 3 that has not returned. We already got Matabarosaurus, and then we had Mimi. Mimi came, and I think it was I don't know, it was one of the Cretaceous pack. I can't remember if it was early or late. I had to go again. I had to go back and look, but yeah, this is one of the only dinosaurs. One of our 3 creatures from Australia. Not many. This is honestly is why I put it so high. We don't have a lot of dinosaurs from Australia. And number 6, which speaking of Australia, Australopithecus, number 6. This is another dinosaur that I would really love to see return. Again, it takes me back to walking with dinosaurs. I really do like this color right here that I've picked for it. For the males, I would probably maybe get the more, I guess maybe this one. But honestly, this is probably one of the dinosaurs I just honestly probably wouldn't care. I would probably keep them the same color. So yeah, Australopithecus. I would really like to see one of these. Well, I would like to see this one come back again. I thought the babies would probably just be little menaces. I'm not gonna lie. Australopithecus has just such an interesting design. Like there's just really no dinosaur predator like it in this game. Alrighty, we're at the top 5 now. Anyone who's still watching this, thank you. I know this is moving a little slower than anticipated. No. No. You know what? There we go. Dinokyrus. Had to put this big guy at the top 5 at the very least. This- Honestly, I'm gonna be really honest. I am so shocked this didn't make it into the game at launch. They've got to have something really special planned for it. Yeah, I'm really so surprised about this one. I can't believe this one didn't make it in. We got some very cool new additions too. One addition I really wish they could have done without. I don't care about the different, using the same animations. We're not gonna get into that, but Donna Kairos is definitely one that me and a lot of other people are hoping come back. Some people probably put it in their top three, and you can't blame them. Just look at this thing. And honestly, sometimes I'm gonna be honest. I just think I like it better without a pattern. I don't know. That might just be me, but I think it looks better without the pattern. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it without the pattern. All right, four more to go. Matter of fact, we're already on it. Alamosaurus. There we go. Now, obviously, we have a good amount of Titanosaurs already, or large sauropods in general. But this is the only one from North America. This is why I was really hoping this one returned. If it doesn't, it's just something that will make this game just even more special. That's why I tell people, if you have Evolution 2, I definitely won't just get rid of it. I definitely still hold on to it. Alamosaurus is one that I feel I'm not sure how it will be implemented, but I do hope somehow, someone they bring it back. I would just love to see a baby Alamosaurus. It's like you could, and the way the game is going, also you could build your own. At this point, you could not even just a lost world. You could build your own Hell Creek formation. Like we have most of the dinosaurs already. Alamosaurus is the only one missing, so hopefully they add it back. All right, we're getting to our top three now, right here, Archelon. I think most people can agree with me on this one. We need the giant sea turtle back. I'm pretty confident in this one returning. I am very confident. I feel like it might take some extra work, some extra mechanics. It might even require like a whole different type of enclosure. Maybe it shouldn't. I don't know. If they go the route of making like a terrestrial animal, like if they go the route of making like Dimetrodon or such, I can see that being wild. It'll have to learn. We'll have to have it move on land a certain way. Obviously, it won't move too far away from the water. That's probably why I wouldn't need much territory. It's interesting to see how this is going to go again because they lay eggs. So yeah, we're really going to see. This is going to be interesting. Like I'm pretty sure it's going to come back. The question is how and how will they implement it this time. At number two, we have the only dinosaur from Antarctica. It kind of broke my heart when this one didn't return. I am gonna be honest with you. Like again, this is literally like at least with Australopithecus, Multibarosaurus, Mimi, at least you have those three. Cryolophosaurus is the only dinosaur from Antarctica, or at least found in the southern pole. It's literally one of a kind, and I really like this color. This would probably be the male, or no, they would probably raise the crest. They would probably raise the crest considerably. They would probably raise it up a little bit more. Hopefully not too high, but I could see them raising the crest up a bit more. And number one, where is it? There we go. Something about this big menacing bird. Just for one, the idea of a male just probably even more intimidating than this. I'm gonna assume thicker feathers, longer feathers, probably a bigger mohawk. And then I can't think about how cute the babies would be. Like, just can you imagine? And now they'll have the same attack. Like, also, they had the same attack animations and stuff from the second one, which again, that's expected. That's fine. But I'd rather that than it not return at all. The males will probably have a thicker crest right here too, thicker beak. probably even bigger. Like the fact that it could be even bigger than this is ludicrous. And that's it, guys. That's my top 20. That's my top 20 creatures I want to see return. Again, most of these, I feel like at least half of this list is going to return. I feel like at least five of them are fan favorites, anyways. A few will probably never see the light of day in Evolution 3. And, who knows? Again, that's why I'm going to keep the second one in handy. But this video's already taken way longer than planned. I honestly have to post another video. I'm about to really get ready to post that literally like right now. So thanks for watching this video, liking, subscribing. I will see y'all in the next video.